Hello everyone, and welcome to another Steve vlog.
Another Saturday book adventure. We are on our way to another book sale.
Yes, this is a lot more, in case you guys missed the last one, I had a schedule change with my work, so now instead of working Monday through Thursday 9 to 5 and then Saturdays 2 to 9:30, now I'm just working Monday to Friday 9 to 5. Which
so
is
she has Saturdays off, which is awesome.
For the first time in 2 years, or like a year and a half, like my schedule, I do not, actually yeah, in over 2 years I haven't had to work a Saturday, which is awesome, like consistently. So it means probably a lot more book adventures and a lot more just dates with us and stuff. But anyway,
yeah, I mean, I know the last vlog was with Steve also, reading lots of Steve, which is awesome. It's only been a few weeks. I knew nothing would probably happen vlog-wise in between now and then. I mean, yeah, because
all I've been doing is reading.
She's been doing reading. I'm just doing my live streams. I've been reading a bit. You know, we've just been doing our thing, and there's not really been a whole lot of interesting things happening. But this weekend is going to be interesting. So
lots of book buying today. This book sale is always very inexpensive and has so many good books that we will literally probably spend way too much money, but it will be awesome.
The last time we came here, or it might have been the time before that, I can't remember. I literally had to. It's cash only. I literally had to leave because we didn't have enough cash. We spent all our cash, and then I had to go get more.
And we're also gonna go to Savers too. So all the book buying.
The parking lots and streets are packed. There's lots of people here apparently. Does not bode well for having a lot available to us. Hopefully it's not too crowded. It's never usually this crowded. This is crazy.
We also normally get here earlier than we did.
It's really busy, but we found a spot, and hopefully there's been a problem in the past of like some of those people who like go into used book sales and like scan books with their like scanner things and like grab a ton to sell online and stuff like that. Hopefully there's not too many of that today. How was the book sale for you, Steve?
It was amazing. It goes on for room after room after room.
And we're done. We are done with that sale. We are going to go to Savers now. Very close to here. It's like 5 minutes down the street. I would say it was successful. I mean, I only got like 1 or 2 things, but Giselle got a bunch of stuff. We got this whole full bag. That's also Steve's stuff. Steve got some stuff. We got this full bag right here. Most of it's Giselle's and Steve's. Hopefully I'll find something at Savers to make up for my, I'm kind of falling behind you two. So. This is my favorite non-fiction. This story actually happened. The books are really badly organized today. Savers was a bit more successful for me personally. I got a lot of books here. And Steve got a lot of books. Giselle only got a couple books, but she got some clothes. There's actually another Savers on the way to Steve's house that none of us have been to. And we're gonna go check it out and try to get some more stuff. We thought about going to the Savers near our house, but it's too far away in the opposite direction. So.
It's all downhill from here anyway. I found 2 Signet Regency romances, which is more than any of you people have done. I shouldn't say that. Some of you have, and you've been very nice to send them. But Signet Regency romances are a dying breed in used bookstores. You just don't see them. And I found 2. which almost compensates for this loser company I'm in.
He only uses us for our car.
Don't you want to go on a field trip with me?
We were in there, and Steve was like, "Frieda who?" After he found his books.
You know, this is the longest I've ever been away from the little bean, and then I found the Regency romances, and said, "Who's that? Who cares? She'll be fine. She had a good run." This is the sickness of book people, and this is the thing that all of you can identify with. Well, this car is now completely full of books. And they have thousands, and I have thousands. So all of these books are unnecessary. And we're excited, giddy, because we get a chance to go someplace else and get more.
We found the second Savers.
We found the second Savers, and we're only going to spend 5 minutes in here.
A second successful trip to a second Savers.
I only got 5.
Looks like Steve's got a mail haul to film. Alright, so we're back at Steve's now. Steve came out of the car to grab Frieda, take her for a little bit of a walk. He's been gone for a little while. Misses Frieda very much. Frieda goes crazy whenever she sees us, especially whenever she sees the fluffy thing on top of our camera. We're gonna hang out for a little while. Probably gonna hang out for like an hour or so, maybe a little bit more, probably get some food. We'll separate our books, some of our books are all mixed together and stuff. I like from the library sale. Some of our stuff is in that brown bag, but those 3 are mostly Steve's books. He got a big haul today.
Everything's fine.
Hey. Hey.
Loves this so
Hey, Frieda.
Hi, Miss
We have had another very good trip out to get books with Steve. It's the second
Hundreds of books.
The second Steve vlog in a row. Totally can't see Steve. The sun's blocking him. But
Come around so we can see me. It was an obscene amount of books. Obscene. It's unbelievable.
It's all our favorite kind of obscenity, though.
Just the books I got alone myself. We managed to put them in a stack, and I took a picture next to Chris and Giselle. And I will post that picture on Instagram so as you can see. It's absurd. The stack is taller, not only than Giselle, who's one of the Fae folks, so she's not very big, but also taller than Chris.
To be fair, it was on a stool.
It was on a stool.
So it was probably like this tall on me. Just still pretty tall.
It was very much. We will see Steve very soon again. Don't you worry.
Oh yes. When I get my hooks at someone.
My friend. Bye.
Oh, I know.
And it is the next day. I stayed up a little bit too late last night after my stream. I was kind of planning out. There's 2 more streams left for Kingdom Hearts 2. You know, I'm doing my Kingdom Hearts streams. There's 2 more streams left of that game. And I'm just planning out what I need to do in each stream to finish on time and finish everything I want to do. So I stayed up a little bit late, and I slept in quite a bit this morning. And Giselle was like, I think I'm going to go to Savers. They're having like a sale on clothing, and she wanted to go find some clothes and stuff. And she's been gone for a while. She went to a pretty far away Savers, but
yeah, not the one that's super close nearby, but it's so much bigger, and I like that one so much better. So I decided to go. I did find a lot of like hecka cute clothes, but also I found some really cool books. specifically some really cool manga. I found 5 volumes of Legend of Zelda, the Legend of Zelda manga, and then also 5 volumes of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, 2 of my favorite games.
I really, really want to read the Phoenix Wright books. It's awesome.
I love Phoenix Wright. Like, that game is just like everything about it. I think you would really like it.
I do want to watch someone play the game or play the game myself.
It's an investigator.
Yeah, but I think I want to read the manga first. So
I don't know, but like the atmosphere of the game and like
Oh,
the music and everything, it's just like.
I mean, I didn't know this existed before, but now I want to do both. I want to read these and then watch someone play the game. I probably won't play it myself, but I'll watch someone play it.
So good, though. I'm hecka excited. And then for the Legend of Zelda, we got Oracle of Ages, which I haven't played. I've tried to play, and it's not my favorite Zelda. Majora's Mask, which is my favorite Zelda. The Minish Cap, which is my second favorite Zelda. And then the Four Swords 1 and 2, which I don't know if I've ever gotten all the way through the Four Swords. I've like seen people play parts of it, but I don't think I've done the entirety. So anyway.
Wish they had a Wind Waker one. That'd be awesome.
I mean, they might, but they didn't have it there at least. And I was just like dying. And then also on top of that, I found a couple more really exciting things. A Treasury of Greek Mythology by Donna Jo Napoli. This is, I don't know, part of a series that she did. She did one on Egyptian mythology. She did one on...
With National Geographic.
Yeah. She did one on Egyptian mythology. She did one on Norse mythology, which I've read. I was going to read this for the last readathon that I did, but then was just like feeling very out of it and not in the mood. But I'm very excited to read it. And the art is like hecka cool in it. And yeah, anyway. Found that, and then I also found the next Artemis Fowl book that I need to read.
Number 3.
I'm currently about to start number 2, which is the Arctic Incident. So the Eternity Code is the next one that I wanted, and then I already own book 4. So then after that, I might start buying them brand new.
She's trying to collect these new editions, yeah.
And I want them to be like my annotated editions, even though the fairy on the back of this looks really terrifying. No, thank you. Anyway, I did good, and I found a lot of good clothes too. So.
Oh, and this morning when Giselle was gone, I haven't really used our big TV as much as I would like to, like watching movies and stuff. The reason I got it was so we could watch lots of movies. So while I was like trying to get my streams up from the past couple nights onto YouTube, I watched a movie called Can You Ever Forgive Me, which was really, really good. It's about this lady named Lee Israel, who was a biographer. She did a few biographies, and after kind of having not so much success with her latest biography, she resorted to making and selling, this was in the early 90s, making and selling forgeries of famous writers and actors' letters and stuff. And over a period of time, she like sold like almost 400 letters or something like that of like fake writers' letters, which was really fun. It was a really good movie, very entertaining. And apparently I read like Wikipedia articles about the actual person herself after the fact, and it's actually pretty true to life, it seems. So give it a shot. It's Melissa McCarthy, and she did a really, really good job. And it's one of the movies that I want to watch this upcoming week to prepare for the Oscars happening a week from today. So it is now several days later, almost a week later, really, but we haven't had too much going on other than like going out with Steve and stuff like that. It's just been work and reading and be doing my streams every couple of days. So, by the way, I just finished Kingdom Hearts 2, which I'm really excited about. One of my favorite games of all time. It was a lot of fun to play through it. Again, we've been moving on now to the next few games in the series, which I'm even more excited to experience because I haven't really experienced them quite as much, but the whole thing has just been a really cool experience to do. I mean, setting this schedule for myself and like sticking to it has been really important for me this year. It's actually like, it is draining like doing all this, but it's once Kingdom Hearts is done, I'm gonna like cut it back quite a bit. I still want to stream, and I'll kind of talk about that a bit more after Kingdom Hearts is over and all that stuff. The more we get into the year and whatnot. I knew that the first few months of this year would be kind of exhausting, and there'd be kind of a big deal taking on this entire series of games on Twitch, and trying to get through them all in a good amount of time, like quickly enough. But they should be all done. We should have like a few more weeks left, and then after that we might do something else after that, and I'll bring it down a whole lot less, to do a whole lot less, and I'll be able to focus on other things. But honestly, being able to do this has really helped me set schedules for myself and set things for myself. Like now, when I'm not streaming, after this is over, after the Kingdom Hearts stuff is over, and I'm not streaming nearly as much, maybe like once or twice a week instead of 4 times a week, I can use what I've learned from this and apply it to other things, which is something I'm really excited about, because something I've always had problems with coming home after work is just like not setting goals for myself, even though there's things that I want to do. I just kind of like fall down either on the couch or the bed and just like sit there and watch stuff for a while, or read or whatever, which I do want to read more. I wasn't even reading for a while there either, so disappointing. So, you know, getting to do this and like setting this schedule for myself has really helped me as a person. And that sounds weird, like you're just playing video games, you're doing this on Twitch. Like, I understand that, but it's actually really been helping me a lot. And I don't like ever expect to like make the streaming thing more than what it is right now. I just want to do it for fun with a couple games that I really like. So once I'm out of games to play, I don't know if I'll keep on doing it. Maybe I'll find some other games to play. Maybe I'll still do it a couple times a week or whatever. But I'll let you know more about that later. But doing this, like I said, really helped me personally to be a better person after getting home from work instead of just a couch potato. So this weekend is something I want to talk about. This weekend is the Oscars. I have not watched all the movies yet. I really want to watch the Oscars this year. I'm not super excited about any of the nominations or anything like that. I'm like super invested in it, I don't feel like. I haven't watched everything yet that's been nominated for everything. I've tried to watch as much as I can, and I've watched a couple this week, but there's a few that I want to catch up on. And I probably won't like vlog or like talk about every single movie that I watch. I think I might talk about like a couple of them at some point this weekend to you. But maybe while the Oscars this weekend are playing on Sunday, I will kind of, either during it or after it, kind of give some of my thoughts and stuff. And I thought that might be a fun way to end the vlog here. But real quick, I just finished a stream real quick before I go to bed, while I'm waiting for some stuff, waiting for the stream to download and so I can upload it to YouTube and all that stuff. And I'm not really very tired right now. I am going to organize the shelves in this room, the office. The non-fiction shelves, which are right behind me, are actually pretty much completely organized. Just the fiction. This bookcase is a fiction case. Like right here, this thing is completely empty. Giselle and I have mostly filled up our bookcases with everything that we've gotten over the past several weeks. With Steve at the book bar and all that, we still haven't organized everything into the bookshelves. But we've organized most of it. Just the fiction hasn't been put away yet. And we have some general fiction here. We have like 2 big stacks of general fiction just like on the floor here, waiting to be organized into the shelves, and I think I'm going to do that right now. Hopefully afterwards I'll feel a little bit more tired and I can go to sleep pretty soon. And it is now Sunday, Oscar night, and I've watched a few more movies, and I wanted to talk to you about it before the Oscars begins here in a couple hours. I'm not going to try not to go for too long, just kind of give a couple little thoughts here and there on some of the categories and stuff. We'll talk a little bit more after the Oscars are over. Real quick, Giselle cut my hair yesterday afternoon. It's not like long anymore. It's kind of still trying to bend this way, which I'm going to try to get it to stop doing, but it's been so used to bending that way, I think it's going to keep doing that for a little bit here. I wasn't sure how I would feel about having the hair like short like this, but I think having the hair like super short on the sides and having a little bit longer on the top still, like, I think I like that, and I'm going to try to stick with it for a while. We might do some tweaks here and there. I'm going to see how I like it over the coming week or so. We've done a couple tweaks since she did it yesterday, and we might keep tweaking it further just to see what we end up liking in the end. But I like the way it looks right now. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into. I'm going to show you my screen here a bit. We're going to look at the Oscar website for a second and just kind of go through some of the categories here. And of course, starting with Best Picture at the top here. I got to be honest with you. I'm not super invested into. There are certain years. This happens. There are certain years that I'm very invested into the Oscars because there's a lot of movies that I really, really love and a lot of movies that have been nominated that I really, really love. And this year I'm not like so invested into it. I still want to watch it. I still like watching the Oscars. I love movies. I love filmmaking in general. And I'm one of the people who do enjoy watching the Oscars ceremony. We'll see how it goes this year. But yeah, I'm not super invested in any of these. I'm just going to kind of talk about some of my thoughts on some of these things, I guess. What I'll start with is I watched a couple of these this weekend. Friday night, actually, right after I talked to you when I was putting my books away in this room, I turned on The Favorite and didn't really like it very much. I kind of get what they're like going for, what they're looking to do with this. I could get a sense of, you know, I think they're trying to show off the absurdity of some of the things about this time period and about these characters and these people that existed and the story. And so they kind of mix that with really over-the-top, quirky, ridiculous writing and the craziest cinematography they could think of with, I don't know, just like the randomest lenses used at the randomest times, and just like everything just looked really ugly to me. Everything looked really unpleasant. It was a really unpleasant watching experience for me personally. I didn't like it, and I get that it's going for, it succeeded in being absurd, but it didn't work for me. I'm sad to say. This director, I actually just realized after watching The Favorite that he directed a movie I watched a couple years ago that came out. It's called The Killing of Sacred Deer, and I thought I would like that movie because it sounded interesting. I saw like previews for it and it looked interesting, it looked good, but then I tried to watch it and that movie just like made me super uncomfortable, and I think that's probably also what it was going for, but it just didn't work for me. So I don't know. Definite style there, definite thing that they're going for in making this, but I didn't like it very much, and not my thing. Then I also watched Roma this morning on Netflix, and really enjoyed it. It was really beautifully made, like technically very beautiful. I really liked the main character. I mean, the cast of characters, like, I think we come to care about them because they're a part of the main character's life, but I didn't really feel a ton for like a lot of the other characters that were around the main character, but you could tell that the director put a lot of personal feeling, personal history, and he put a lot of himself into this. Alfonso Cuarón, he wrote it, he directed it, I think he also edited it. He did so much for this movie, and you can tell that it was a very personal kind of story, but it very also kind of large. Like, there's a lot of extras and like background. Like, there's a lot of times when something is happening, they're following the main character doing something, like just like walking. One scene stuck out to me. She was just like walking through like a field or something. She had just gotten off of a bus and was walking through a field, and in the background there's like this performance going on, and some guy gets like shot out of a cannon, but the focus is on the main character. There's a lot of stuff happening a lot of the time on screen, a lot of really great cinematography happening, but you feel mesmerized into following this main character and following her story and like finding out where it goes, and I think it was well done. I think I could see it winning. So then I watched Vice today. It was okay. I kind of liked it. I mean, Christian Bale is pretty incredible as Dick Cheney. And Steve Carell, you kind of lose him a little bit, and I don't think you ever forget that Sam Rockwell is George W. Bush, but anyway, he's just kind of being Sam Rockwell. But anyway, I liked this. It was very confused. I feel like tonally, very tonally confused. The structure didn't do it any favors. I feel like they could have told a story a little bit more straightforward. I could tell, like, you can tell the filmmakers wanted to play with how they told the story and in all the different ways that they told it, but I don't know, it was just okay for me. And the others, I saw the others in theaters. Actually, I didn't see A Star is Born. I watched A Star is Born this week and didn't really like it very much. Not sure entirely why. It just was cheesy, and it was cheesy. It was very cheesy and schmaltzy, and Bradley Cooper's like weird deep cowboy voice, not into it. Didn't like it very much. Black Panther, I'm not sure if I can see this winning or not. Black Panther, I loved Black Panther. I saw Black Panther like 8 times in theaters. I loved it when it came out. It was like my start of this past year in 2018, going to see movies over and over and over again. The movies that I loved, I went and saw a bunch, and that was like the first one I went and saw a ton because I just fell in love with it. And there's some reasons I've heard people say like why it can't win, why it shouldn't win. I don't know. I feel like it could win. It's one of the most popular movies of this year. And yes, they wanted to create that like popular category, and it definitely won in that, which I don't think they should have created that category. I'm glad they got rid of it, but I think it does have a chance to win. So my pick for winning would be Black Klansman. That's out of this whole list, that's my favorite movie. Out of this best picture list, I loved that movie. I thought it was incredibly well made. The characters were engaging. Everything about it was engaging. Just like totally into the story, and I don't know. I really liked that one a lot. Bohemian Rhapsody was just like whatever. It was bland. It was greatest hits. You know, it was just like going from one song to the next of like how it came to be and stuff, and barely connecting to the characters except for maybe Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury, Rami Malek played Freddie Mercury very, very well, and I will definitely say that. I think anybody would definitely admit that and say that, but the movie itself is really all over the place. And then Green Book, I actually really liked Green Book when I saw it in theaters. I actually went and saw it twice in theaters because I liked the actual filmmaking aspect of it quite a bit. Then I kind of found out later on that there's some issues with the truth of how these things kind of came to be. And Dr. Shirley's family, this character right here, his family doesn't necessarily love this movie. And I mean, the guy, Viggo Mortensen's character, his son or something, the real person's son or something, like, wrote the movie. I don't even know. I don't really know the story behind it. After I heard some of the issues surrounding it, I was like, okay, I can kind of see that. And I don't know. I'm really surprised it's here. I mean, it's not like a great movie. It was just, I enjoyed watching it because I liked the way it was filmed. I liked the time period. I liked the characters. I liked their chemistry quite a bit. And I didn't really care that much if it was based on a true story or not, if it was true, but I'm actually just kind of really surprised it's here. It didn't really stand out to me as like a Best Picture nominee when I saw it, even though I will admit that I liked it when I first saw it. Let's go to actor in a leading role. I've seen all these except for At Eternity's Gate. I really kind of wanted to watch that this week or tonight, but I wasn't able to find it anywhere that I could watch it. I'm going to try to watch it maybe this upcoming week because I've heard Willem Dafoe as Van Gogh is incredible. So I think that Christian Bale's going to win pretty obviously. Very similar to, you know, Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill. I guess just like getting lost in that role completely. I feel like either him or Rami Malek. I can't see any of these other... I mean, I haven't seen Willem Dafoe yet, so maybe he will win, but I don't know. I can't say one way or the other, but my guess would be Christian Bale would win. I haven't seen The Wife yet with Glenn Close. I really liked Melissa McCarthy in Can You Ever Forgive Me? Can't see Lady Gaga winning. Maybe Yalitza Aparicio for Roma, possibly. Although maybe I've heard Glenn Close was really good in this movie. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll try to watch it soon. But I think if I were to pick, I would pick Melissa McCarthy in Can You Ever Forgive Me, just because I liked that movie so much, and you kind of lose her in it, I feel like, in my opinion. And I thought it was the most enjoyable role to watch. For this, I think Richard Grant would be really great for actor in supporting role. I can't see Sam Rockwell winning for Vice. He didn't really do anything special. Neither Sam Elliott. I mean, he was good, but I think he was actually one of the most standout parts of A Star Is Born. Adam Driver was really good, but I don't see him winning. Maybe Mahershala Ali, because I really did like his character. I enjoyed his portrayal, but like I honestly have no idea who's going to win out of these actors here. I have no idea whatsoever. Actress in a supporting role. This is one I also have no idea who could possibly win. Maybe Amy Adams. You kind of lose her a little bit in her role. I don't see her from Marina de Tavira from Roma winning. I didn't think she stood out that much. I mean, sort of, but not that much. Maybe Regina King. She was really good. If Beale Street Could Talk, I'm actually really surprised. That might be my pick, along with Black Klansman, for Best Picture, if it was nominated, because I think that was one of my favorites that I've watched. I did watch If Beale Street Could Talk yesterday, and really enjoyed it, and just thought it was pretty incredible. Such a well-made story. That director, Barry Jenkins, with Moonlight, and now If Beale Street Could Talk, just like such a technical prowess there for creating an atmospheric love story, but like a love story with other things, with a lot of other like real life things attached to it. And yeah, I really liked If Beale Street Could Talk, so I think I would probably choose Regina King. I mean, Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz, they were just caricatures to me They weren't like actual people. I didn't feel like they were anyway. If Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse does not win Best Animated Feature Film, I will be upset, because it was probably Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is probably my favorite movie of last year, of any movie that I saw. Yes, these other ones, like there's good stuff here, but Into the Spider-Verse was something entirely new and incredible, and the way it was made is just, I was astonished when I saw the movie, and I just want to see it. I wanted to see it over and over again. It's another movie I went and saw over and over again, and I loved it, and I think I could easily say it was my favorite movie of last year. But I don't know. So you're listening to someone talk right now that was their favorite movie of last year, along with Infinity War. That was another one of my favorites. I think Infinity War is actually better than Black Panther, but of course Infinity War is not going to get nominated because you have to have watched like 18 other movies to even get it properly. So anyway, of course I had other favorites too, like 8th Grade and Black Klansman, like I said, and If Beale Street Could Talk. But anyway, so cinematography, I'm really sad that I haven't seen some of these. Never Look Away and Cold War. I couldn't find anywhere to watch them. Hopefully I'll be able to watch them at some point, especially if one of them wins. I really definitely want to watch one of them. I really hope The Favorite doesn't win this, because I hated the cinematography in The Favorite. A Star is Born was completely... I mean, there were some interesting shots in it, I will say, but I didn't really find anything special there. Well, he was the cinematographer too. Alfonso Cuarón did literally everything for Roma, and I just feel like he's going to sweep tonight. I feel like also A Star is Born is one of my least favorite movies on this whole list of nominees for everything. If A Star is Born wins, then I'll be sad, especially for this category, because I don't think it was that special, and also because I don't know. I think Roma will probably win, but obviously I haven't seen Never Look Away and Cold War, so I don't know. Let's see, directing. Once again, I haven't seen Cold War, but I could honestly see either Roma or Black Klansman winning. I would choose Black Klansman over Roma for myself personally, but I kind of also hope that Roma sweeps a little bit here. I can't see any of these other ones winning. I can't see these winning at all with these two in play. Then film editing. The editing in Black Klansman was really good. The Vice, like I said, I didn't love the structure, but I could see the editing was good for what they did. The editing really stands out in Vice, let's just say that. Editing, not good in Bohemian Rhapsody, in my opinion. Green Book, it was nothing special. The Favorite, nothing special. Black Klansman or Vice, and I would choose Black Klansman. Let's see, let's keep going. Music, really hope that If Beale Street Could Talk wins original score. After listening to the music, after watching that movie and like hearing the music straight off the bat, like right at the beginning of the movie, I could tell that I would love the music in this movie, and the music was incredible. I loved the music in If Beale Street Could Talk. I also really like the music in Black Klansman and Black Panther. I haven't seen Isle of Dogs or Mary Poppins Returns, unfortunately. I can't believe I haven't seen either of these because I love Wes Anderson and I love Disney, but it is what it is. I really hope Shallow doesn't win, because blech, I don't know I have no idea who would win from this category. Let's keep going down here for a little bit. Sound mixing and editing, I think both should go to First Man. Maybe sound editing can go for A Quiet Place, because, you know, it was a very key element. But I honestly think First Man should win for both. Visual effects better go into Infinity War, because none of these others... I mean, I liked Christopher Robin, I liked Solo, I liked First Man. None of them come close to Infinity War's special effects. Adapted screenplay, honestly I could see any one of these winning except for A Star is Born. I'm sorry, I didn't like A Star is Born at all. It was just boring to me, just so cheesy, and so like I think any of these could win, any one of these four. Let's just forget A Star is Born, but any one of those four, which is like, I have the feeling now that it's going to win. I have a feeling it's going to sweep like a bunch of this stuff, and that makes me sad to think about, and I think that's maybe why I'm kind of sounding so against it right now. It's because I have a feeling that it is going to win some of these things, but I don't think it should. I honestly think any one of these four other movies could win, and I would be happy. I haven't, so this is the last one on this list here. I haven't seen First Reformed, unfortunately. I didn't have time. I probably could have if I had more time today, but I didn't. So maybe I'll try to watch that this week. But out of these ones, I honestly have no idea. This is a category I have no idea who could win. I'm hoping First Reformed is good because, I don't know, The Favorite, didn't like it. Didn't like the screenplay at all. The writing was just, like, cringy, in my opinion. Very, like, over the top, trying too hard. Vice, maybe. That could be. I actually like the screenplay for Vice, actually. That was pretty good. Roma, actually, my main issue with Roma is that I found, maybe it was a translation thing with, like, the captions and stuff, having to watch it with the captions, and just a translation issue, but I found the writing and dialogue to be extremely stilted and kind of stiff and not really natural. I had a hard time feeling like the things people were saying was very natural, but anyway, I have no idea who's going to win out of that, but that's it. I'm looking forward to watching them in a couple hours, and we'll see what actually happens. Oh, we're about now halfway through, a little bit more than halfway through the Oscars, I think. I mean, it's hard to tell exactly how long through it you are, but so far I'm pretty satisfied with it. Mostly just extremely satisfied that Into the Spider-Verse won Best Animated Feature, which I would have been very upset about if it hadn't won, because not only is it my favorite animated movie on that list of nominees, but it's also one of my favorite movies of 2018. So maybe even like my actual like real favorite, like my favorite movie of last year. And I loved it so much. I have been like live tweeting it. My screen's very bright, so I guess you're not going to see it, but I've been like on Twitter tweeting about some of the stuff that's been happening. I wasn't sure if I was going to do that or not, but it's fun to do it and to look on Twitter at other people's reactions to things as they're happening. That's one of the only reasons that I ever used Twitter in the past, in the years that I've been on there. But I quite enjoy sharing thoughts and seeing other people's thoughts and stuff. Anyway, other than that, I'm a little bit disappointed in some of the stuff that Bohemian Rhapsody has been winning, like sound editing and mixing and editing. Completely generic and meh in all of those categories. Bohemian Rhapsody, much better films had better sound mixing and editing and film editing, but whatever, I guess. Other than that, I've been guessing as I go along a little bit, maybe not necessarily tweeting about every guess, but I've been guessing as I go along, and I've gotten a pretty decent amount of my guesses right, so like I said, we're about halfway through, and there's still some pretty big stuff coming up, so we'll see if... I think some of the things that I'm thinking of that are my favorites to win, and the things I actually think will win, are separated, and I'm kind of getting the lay of the land here, and like what's winning and what's getting awards, so like I think I can kind of predict going forward some of the stuff that might win. We'll see, though. Alright, so Oscars are over now. That was an interesting ending. I don't entirely know what happened at the end there. I don't know if any of you watched it, but if you did, maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. It was a very awkward ending. I think the fact that they didn't have a host, like, the way they ended it was super weird, and, well, let's talk about Best Picture. Green Book won. Look, it's literally the last movie that I thought would win out of the list of movies to choose from. I literally thought there was no way it would win, based on what else was in the category, based on, like, movies that I thought were good, / movies that I know other people really liked and thought were good. Green Book was, like, at the very bottom, even though when I saw it, I did like it, although I think what my thing is I really liked the feel of it. I really liked the relationship between the two main characters, but after the fact, I recognized that there was a lot of criticism happening towards it online and on like Twitter especially. There's so many people on Twitter that hate this movie, and I don't think a lot of them have seen it, but I think they've heard a lot about it and a lot about the controversies, and I totally get the criticisms that have been going towards it. That in nominee pool with, Black Klansman and Black Panther, that Green Book would win seems a little bit odd. I personally was rooting for Black Panther for both Spike Lee for Best Directing, Best Director, and Best Picture. He didn't win either, but I'm glad he won Best Adapted Screenplay at least. That makes me really happy, because I think out of out of the movies that have been nominated, I think that was my favorite, other than Into the Spider-Verse, which won also, so I'm obviously very happy about that. All in all, it was fun to watch. Like I said at the very beginning of talking about Oscar stuff, I'm not very invested in this year's Oscars, I feel like. I'm hoping this upcoming year there'll be a lot more movies that I'll be really into and rooting for in next year's Oscars. This year's Oscars, I was like, I had some opinions, but I wasn't seriously rooting for anything or invested in anything other than Spider-Verse, really. I think it's the only thing I can think of that I was like really invested in. Otherwise, there's movies that I really liked, movies that I enjoyed, movies that I didn't think would win, and that did win, movies that I didn't like very much that still won some things. But anyway, I think that's it for this vlog. It's probably been pretty long because of all this Oscar stuff. Hopefully that's alright. Got to see a bit of book shopping and Steve, and then second half here, lots of movie talk and Oscars talk. Anyway, I don't know if any of you guys watched the Oscars. If you did, what did you think of it? What did you think of the winners? Feel free to disagree with me on anything. Totally fine. Like I said, not super invested in a lot of the stuff that happened this year. So hopefully this upcoming year will be more interesting movie-wise. And next year, the Oscars will be really, really great in comparison. So thank you all very much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. And we will see you very soon with more.